Martin Luther King Jr.,
Jimmy Carter,
Elton John,
Margaret Mitchell,
Tyler Perry,
Pat Conroy,
Jane Fonda,
Hank Aaron,
Ted Turner,
Kanye West,
Spike Lee,
Flannery O'Connor.
John Lewis.
I am Atlanta.
I am the city too busy
To hate.
I am the birthplace of Martin Luther King Jr.
I am the Carter Presidential Library.
I am the CNN Center.
I am the Georgia Aquarium, the largest aquarium in the world.
I am the Fox Theater, where Gone with the Wind premiered.
I am the Centennial Olympic Park, where the 1996 Olympic bombing took place.
I am the home of 3 historically black colleges and universities.
I am the Hebrew Benevolent Congregation Temple, site of the temple bombing, where 56 of dynamite exploded in 1958.
I am the home of UPS, Home Depot, Delta Airlines, and Coca-Cola.
I am the home of Stone Mountain, a quartz outcropping with a massive carving of Confederate heroes. I am the National Museum of Human and Civil Rights.
I am Atlanta. In our city too busy to hate, I hear cars speeding on the highway.
I hear angry shouts.
I see red bricks made by the hands of slaves.
I see people sleeping under bridges.
I hear the heartbeat of our city pulsing through its streets.
I hear hawks flapping wings.
I see children helping each other. I see children playing in the park.
I see a diverse city that promotes equality.
We hear the languages of many people.
I feel unsure about the future.
I feel safe with my people. I feel confused, concerned, yet hopeful.
I feel adrenaline in the air.
I feel the warm sun glistening on my face. I worry that another black man will be shot.
I worry that people are unkind and do mean things, especially to children of color.
I worry about my dad because he's a black police officer who risks his life every night.
I worry that all our trees will be cut down.
I worry about whether people will ever care more about each other and the earth we live on.
I worry that the world will never know true peace.
I worry that my nephews will only know a world that discriminates.
I cry because my people are suffering.
I cry when I see injustice.
I cry when I cause injustice.
I am kind and confident.
I am loving and caring.
I am black and talented.
I am curious and always learning.
I am a leader and a brother.
I am gay and Latina.
I am someone who will help people no matter who they are.
I am bright and respectful.
I am a feminist and a believer.
I understand I am black.
I understand that nothing will ever be perfect.
I understand that privilege in some way impacts everyone every day.
I understand I am white.
I understand that no human being is perfect.
I understand we are all worth love and appreciation.
I understand why so many people love Atlanta.
I understand that we are all equal.
We understand there are no easy answers.
I have a dream that we are all equal.
We have a dream that our lives will matter.
We have a dream that we can help others be happy.
We have a dream that we can all treat each other with compassion.
I have a dream that one day we will all be loved.
I have a dream that each one of us will have equal rights and equal say.
I have a dream of living in a thoughtful community.
We have a dream that people will be good to each other.
I have a dream that the world will soon welcome all colors, races, and religions.
My name is Helen Wondifrau, and this is my first year teaching as a teacher. I teach 2nd grade in a traditional elementary school. On behalf of first-generation immigrants who struggle with English, I ask you, sla ukulanat hasab mawak afalagalo, sla lejoch ndene, men aynet irjat satalachu.
My name is Shoshana Caldas. I am an 8th grader at ANCS, and on behalf of non-Spanish speaking Latinas, I ask you, ¿con qué estás dispuesto a comprometerte para servir a todos los niños de forma más equitativa?
My name is Jerry Kalmura, and this is my first year as a teacher. I teach 2nd grade in a traditional elementary school. On behalf of reserved Asian Americans, I ask you, あなたにとって正直に公平と向き合うというのはどういう意味ですか?
My name is Zion Cokes. I'm an 8th grader at Atlanta Neighborhood Charter School. On behalf of African American males, I ask you, how will you make sure that you don't give up on kids like me?
We are Atlanta.
We are Atlanta.
We are Atlanta.
Good morning. Let's give another round of applause to our performers. Atlanta Neighborhood Charter Elementary and Middle School Campus are co-hosting SRI Fall Meeting, and our performers are Graham, will you wave your hand? Okay. Robert, Hakeem, Sahale, Zion, Zora, Jasper, Caroline, Shoshana, and we also have teachers, Create teachers, Tiara, Shalina, Helen, and Jury. And we couldn't do this without a huge appreciation from Mr. Aaron Goodson. The performers came from 6 different schools in the Atlanta area, and some of them also experienced what's called Experiment in Living. It's an immersion where they experience being homeless. Yeah, process that for a second. For 5 days, and they had $5 for the entire time. They were not allowed to change their clothes, they couldn't bring any electronics, and they also couldn't brush their teeth. They only had one blanket and they had a garbage bag. This is what they used to walk the streets of Atlanta for anywhere from 8 to 10 miles per day. They only walked everywhere they went. Each day they would go to different nonprofits and volunteer their services. They spoke to men and women that were homeless, and they also volunteered their services as their spring break. Let's give them another round of applause. Good morning, my name is Naya Randall, and I wanted to welcome you, give you a huge... You okay? Oh yeah, no. Okay. I want you to fall. Sorry. I want to give you a huge warm welcome to Atlanta. Atlanta, we also call it the A, we call it ATL. When you flew in yesterday, I'm sure you noticed all the green area. Atlanta's very green. Green is good. When you flew in, Atlanta is one of the busiest airports, and it's the size of 45 football fields. So it's pretty big. We're known for our restaurants, our airports, hotels, and Southern hospitality. Southern hospitality means that there are people in Atlanta that are not from Atlanta. Most of us are not. We just migrated here because we heard that it was warm with 4 seasons, and they built it, we came. Sorry, hold on, it's a lot of papers. Southern hospitality also means that people that don't know you, they will speak to you, they'll smile at you, and they will give you that warm, inviting feeling. Southern hospitality also means that you'll have food made with butter, lots of butter. Please enjoy that when you're here in Atlanta. I think that's... Enjoy your stay and welcome to Atlanta.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to Atlanta. Can we get another hand for Naya and the performers? Good morning, and I am Megan McKnight. I have been an educator at a small neighborhood school in Southeast Atlanta for over 10 years, and I am currently serving as an assistant director with the CREATE program. These are my wonderful colleagues here, Falami, Elizabeth, and Ayadeli. We're going to tell you a little bit about CREATE. CREATE stands for collaboration and collaboration and reflection to enhance Atlanta teacher effectiveness. And our program has 3 levels, all of which keep SRI Critical Friendship at the core. We are a teacher residency program supporting new teachers, like 4 of which you just met, in their first 3 years of teaching. So the first year as a pre-service teacher and the first 2 years in the classroom. We also support and offer professional learning opportunities for all of the experienced educators in the schools with whom we partner. And we also bring together a local university, Georgia State University, Atlanta Public Schools, and school leaders to address all of the issues that face our new teachers and making sure that they are supported and prepared to be excellent educators as they enter our wonderful profession. Thank you.
Good morning. Oh, come on, good morning. I'm just going to take a moment. What I want you to do is turn to your neighbor and say, hello, you are welcome in this space. Do it now, go. Turn to another neighbor and do the same thing. Okay. I like that. I like doing that because it helps to bring a little bit of energy, and sometimes we get all foreign with the folks that are in this space. We are here to have a good time in Atlanta, so I just wanted to do that, just to digress for a moment. So CREATE is now in 12 schools. These schools are K through 8 public charter and public traditional neighborhood schools within the Atlanta Public School District. This year alone, the effects of our programming at CREATE will impact 4,000 students here in Atlanta. I'd like to take a moment and ask all those who are a part of the CREATE, teachers, mentors, implementers, all those who are a part of partners, please would you stand up now? Come on, stand up, stand up. Thank you so much. Equity is a thread through all of our work at CREATE. Our commitment towards understanding and reducing inequities comes in part through 2 professional growth programs. The first is cognitively based compassion training, and the second is the SRI Critical Friendship. CBCT comes to us through Emory University's Emory-Tibet Partnership and is a deliberate and systematic approach to cultivating compassion. We invite you to join us, or actually we would invite you to join us, but there is on Friday, a half-day session entitled Self-Care for Educators, which unfortunately, well, not fortunately, fortunately, it is full right now, but in that session, we would speak a lot more about compassion training and CBCT specifically. If you're interested and did not get a chance to sign up for the Self-Care for Educators, please come see me, any of the team up here, and there's a few other members that can speak with you more in detail if you'd like to learn more about compassion training and the work that our Emory-Tibet Partnership is doing here in Atlanta and across the country. So now I'd like to introduce Elizabeth Hearn, who is the director of the CREATE Teacher Residency Program, and she is going to come and share more about our work with SRI Critical Friendship here in Atlanta within the CREATE Teacher Residency Program.
And I'm going to actually turn it right over to Falami because we switched what we were going to say. So,
good morning, everyone. It is such a delight to see your beautiful and brilliant faces. I'm Falami Prescott Adams, and I'm a member of the CREATE team. We have found that in our commitment to keep equity in the center of everything we do, that the SRI Critical Friendship opportunities to learn together have been so important. We find that it allows us to slow down our thinking, to experience deep, deep learning, and uncover our assumptions. We are proud to be a part of the SRI community, and we see the work in the work we do with our experienced teachers who serve as mentors, in the work that we do with school leaders, gathering and really becoming a community across a cluster of schools, both charter and traditional neighborhood, that often don't get a chance to connect in the ways that they do in the CREATE work. We also meet with our residents that Megan described for you monthly. We call it Together Time, and we use the same SRI critical friendship structures and protocols to build community and again, deepen our learning. Again, we're so proud to be a part of the community that we call SRI, and we look forward to an amazing 2.5 days with you. Elizabeth, bring it home.
Thank you, Falami. So my name is Elizabeth Hearn. I am the director of the CREATE Teacher Residency Program, and I have been involved with Critical Friendship since 2003. I've been a groupie and have been coming to these meetings, to trainings, to gatherings of all kinds, and my interest, personally speaking, my interest only grows stronger with every passing year because I am reminded, always in new ways, of how very important it is to keep asking whose voice is not in the room, what assumptions might I be making, and how can I make my practice better so that we can serve every kind of student. I feel like I can't learn those lessons often enough. And the students that were standing on the stage earlier, they are asking the same questions about whose voice they're not hearing. And that's what took them to the streets of Atlanta. These new teachers, that's what brought them up to the stage. So it's Critical Friendship, SRI Critical Friendship, that is bringing us together to do this good work. And at the heart of SRI are several people that deserve a great deal of thanks right now. So first, if the current board members could please stand. Let's thank them for all the work they do to hold this together. And then having this meeting take place in Atlanta gave me a little bit of an insider's view of just how very much work it takes to put on this meeting. And what I knew to be true and what I saw happening were some very long hours and thoughtful processes carried out by Heidi Vosikas in the back, by Chris Jones over here on technology, Beth Graham, who has been working hard to get all the small groups sorted out, and the executive director, Carrie Thierer. And certainly fall meeting, many of you perhaps haven't experienced it before, so you're in for a treat, but whether you have or you have not, it is important for you to understand that at the heart of the work are the facilitators who will be guiding the small groups that you will be placed in for good long hour periods over the next 3 days. Could all these small group facilitators please stand and have a round of applause? So with great gratitude for the work of SRI Critical Friendship and just SRI as an institution that keeps us on track and thinking well, I turn this over now to Carrie Thierer.
Thank you, CREATE. Thanks all for being here. We're really excited to see you in Atlanta and really thankful for your commitment to students. That's the biggest thanks. One of the aspects about fall meeting that I love the most is that where else are you going to find preschool teachers hanging out with college professors, learning from and with each other? It's a great aspect of our community and it's something that I'm really proud of and thankful for. I'd also like to really thank Erin and the students and the Create team. Yep. For helping kick us off in the right way, centered around students and student voice. Before we dive into the program, I do have a few small housekeeping things to remind you of. The first is the reception time and location have changed. We're excited to be able to offer this year's reception at the Center for Civil and Human Rights. We're going to have the whole museum to ourselves from 5:30 to 7:30. And you're going to need to take MARTA to get there, but it's quick and easy. Several of our SRI affiliates did a test run yesterday to the museum, and from door to door, it took them 38 minutes, but they had to wait a few minutes to catch MARTA. So later, we're going to do some messaging around how to get there, but you can also find the information on the museum website. Each year, we host a silent auction as part of our annual conference, and the funds raised through the silent auction allow us to provide scholarship support. And so we encourage you to peruse the goods later today and tomorrow. There's some local gift cards, there's some gift baskets, some SRI materials, and any support is really appreciated. We'll close that on Friday at the museum after maybe you've relaxed a little bit, had some hors d'oeuvres, feel like you want to bid on some more stuff. We are also we're in the middle of our election for our new SRI board members. And so there's a few things about this that are exciting about having it coincide with our meeting. Several of the candidates are here. And so you'll have a chance to meet them. We're going to host a breakfast with the candidates Friday morning, and I encourage you to come visit. You can also read about our candidates online, watch some videos that they've created, and voting will close Friday at midnight. And so if you haven't yet voted, we encourage you to do so. We have a cyber cafe set up to support this, but it's really an important part of our affiliate role, is to help us select our governance team. New this year, this is the first time we've done this, at the end of each long day, we're going to offer a participant debrief, and it'll be held here in the ballroom. And it's just an opportunity to kind of come and be with others to think about your learning and reflect. And you're going to do some of that in your small group, but we wanted to make some additional space available for folks. Maybe you're attending with colleagues, and maybe you're not. And maybe you just want some time to process and think together. And so we will be in this room at 4:15 to be able to help support that debrief and reflection. Either way, please come and join us if you're interested. There are over 200 attendees here in Atlanta, but there are many, many more that couldn't be here. And we need your help to share what's happening here and share the story. So there are two things we can have you do. We need you to tweet, if you're a tweeter or a Twitterer, and use this hashtag, SRIFM17, and tag us, and we'll make sure that we capture those. We also have something new this year called the SRI Voices app. We're in the App Store. It's very exciting. It's our logo. And it's really a kind of a cool thing. On your tables, there's only a single flyer about how to access it, but if you need more help, let me know. But what this app does for us is it allows our participants to share what's important to them about SRI, the fall meeting, why talk about equity, in your own words. And so it helps us gather our SRI stories. We know that SRI stories are really personal and can't always be told with really broad strokes, and so we need your voice. And so you download the app, it helps you figure out how to record it, it's, gives you prompts, makes the lighting look good, makes sure you're centered, and it will help us gather more stories so that we can share with our colleagues around the country and the world. SRI's mission asks us to be fiercely committed to educational equity and excellence. And for the past 3 years, we've really been thinking together about what this part of our mission looks like in practice. One question that I'm often asked is why focus on equity? And in education, the word equity is appearing everywhere. It even ended up in the latest version of ESSA. But the definitions are really broad and often have little to do with students' lived experiences. It's equity at arm's length, equity in word only. And so SRI is trying to act upon our mission in a different way. We want to utilize what we know about adult learning, about structured conversations and tools, how to hold challenging conversations, and really push people to think and act differently, challenging your own assumptions and improving your practice. We have a long way to go. I don't think there's ever a there. I think it's a continual journey. But as an organization, we're committed to grow and learn. What I do know for sure is that students are developing a racial narrative whether or not we talk about race in our classrooms. And they notice when we don't talk about it. I also know that if we get better about talking about race, every other issue we face in schools becomes easier to talk about. We've learned this from our colleagues who engage in racial equity work, including our keynote speakers from last winter meeting in Denver. And finally, what I know for sure is that no school initiative, no improvement strategy, no curriculum change, you can PBL all day long, is not going to be successful unless you're also having a parallel conversation about equity in your classrooms. Nothing improves long-term for all students if we don't talk about equity. So, the answer to why equity? Because students deserve an education that serves them and allows them to be who they are and bring their whole selves into the classroom. And right now, for far too many of our students, school is a place of oppression. And why equity? Because students are profiled based on what they look like and where they live. And sometimes that profile is hidden in policies, and sometimes it's blatant. And so why equity? Because millions of students need us to show up differently in our classrooms. They need us to think differently about how we teach and our practice, and they need us to understand that they have the capacity to change the world. So thank you for being here and joining us on this commitment. I know it's going to be an amazing few days. You're going to be challenged. You're going to have some provoking thoughts and experiences. But what we mostly hope is that you go back with a commitment to educational equity, a fierce commitment in your own practice.